What's going on? My name is Timothy Calloway, and today we're going to talk about power, the system of power, actually. I'm Knoxville native, Knoxville, Tennessee, born and raised. I am 39 years old. I am a retired audio technician, installer, deal with home and car audio. I am familiar with software and hardware equipment, sound equipment, actually some photo equipment, cameras. I'm a drone enthusiast. For recreation, I fly hobby grade drones. Phantoms, DJI, secondary equipment. Man, my throat. My bad. But check this out, right? So look, I know power. You know what I mean? And power is, when you hear it, it's like batteries, or, what charge battery, electricity, you know what I mean? Power. How you know it, you know what I mean? Your phone and your car, you know what I mean, electricity in your house, power. That's what we'll be talking about today. You know what I mean? Now check this out. So it's 2019. I'm in Knoxville, Tennessee, which is Tennessee, state inside of United States of America. You know what I mean? Which is a country that's on Earth. Made up of hundreds of countries. I think over 300 countries, if I'm not correct. You know what I mean? Over 300 countries. Now we talking about power. You know what I mean? Like I said, your phone, your car, or your house. However, power. But we talking about the system of power. You know what I mean? I love innovation, so I'm always paying attention to new technology. You know what I mean? Like for example, the movies. Movies, what you watch on TV. You know what I mean? What you see, it look cool, but it's not real. It's just television. It's a movie. Somebody was acting, but the technology in the movies, in the movies be dated. You see the movie 10 years ago, or you see the movie 20 years ago. You know what I mean? But the technology that was in that movie be technology that we don't even have. And the movie be 20, 30 years old. So, which is to say that if you can't develop that type of technology in 20 or 30 years, that technology is a superior technology. Like, it's probably very efficient. Okay, so let's talk about that. Let's be innovative and let's talk about that. If that technology is that efficient, we saw it in a movie 30 years ago, yet we don't have that technology in today's day and age, right here, right now, live, somewhere on this planet. Like, it's not here. We don't have it. And there's a lot of technology out there, especially power. Now, we live in a physical realm, where we don't believe shit. We got to see it in order to believe it. So, if we don't run into it, or we don't have it, or somebody we know don't have it, we believe that it don't exist, even though it do somewhere, until it make it to us. You know what I mean? That's just how we live. That's how we rock. That's how we get down. You know what I mean? But if it's somewhere and it's really out there, then that just means that to you, it's not available, and mentally you may look at it as it don't exist. It's not real. All right, so check this out. We're gonna continue about power. Like I said, your phone, your car, or your house. You feel? We're gonna talk about power. And like I said, it's 2019, Knoxville, Tennessee. You know, I live in a city, which the county provides. The county and the state, Knox County and Tennessee, TVA, Tennessee Valley Authority, but they provide the power. So all our lights and water and stuff is through KUB, Knoxville Utility Board. You know what I mean? It's a utility business and a utility organization, which is, like I said, did through the county and the state. They provide power. You know what I mean? When you look up outside, you see telephone poles everywhere. Those telephone poles are also utility poles. They carry the wires for the electricity, the power. All right, let me break this down for y'all. Let me help y'all understand so y'all can stay with me. You know what I'm talking about? Power. You know what I mean? For your house or for your apartment building that you in, however it may be. You know what I mean? Unless it's independent, unless you running the power yourself. It's connected to them poles outside. And what they do is they send a certain amount of electricity from one station out to a set of poles, and the poles go out. And every so 1,000 feet, they monitor. They know how much power they're sending through them poles. So if from the power station to 10 blocks out, you got 500 houses, and hold on, not 500 10 blocks out. You got 500 houses, I mean, this is the power company here. They're that efficient. So if they send out 100,000 kilowatts or 500,000 kilowatts, and they sending it out in a certain amount of hour time frame, and that amount of watts is efficient for all of those houses because they don't use much electricity. They monitor it. They know how much you use every month. So they know how much electricity to get between the station and your set of telephone power poles out there. So they know how much electricity to send and where to send it to. And they got a system of poles, a network of poles, which this is the utility company. This is the state, the power that I'm referring to. So that's your house, that's your home, or that's your apartment building, or your huge office building, or whatever building you in the power is being sent to that building. That's how it works. So, and it's like that. We got power grids all over America, and we receive power. We get it through the utility services, or sometimes we independently deal with it in-house. But we're going to stay with the subject of power, the system of power that we have. Because like I said, these movies, the technology that's available in these movies, we don't have that technology, and the movies be 30, 40 years old. Back to the Future. I mean, look, that was in the 80s. That's 40 years from now. It's 2019. You feel me? That's 40 years. We still don't have Star Trek, Star Wars. That's 50 years ago. We still don't have that technology in 50 years. Bullshit. Bullshitting me. I'm going to tell you what? Not me. I mean, it's somewhere on this planet. This is a big planet. And they build really big facilities in private locations on this big planet. So I know it could be a world out there somewhere hid with power, all kind of power in there, in that little world that they in, world power that they get to do basically whatever they want to do. Check me out, like I said. The power in our house come from the poles and the power station. They send it to us. If we need to, do what we need to do in our home, whatever you need to plug up inside your house, you can plug it up. It works for you, you know what I mean? Like your phone. You know how to charge your phone. You've been using a phone long enough to understand these cellular devices. You know what they are. You know how to power work. They go dead all the time. So you know about charging the phone. If you drive automobiles or you been around automobiles for work in the commercial industry, you know, hey, car batteries, truck batteries, they go dead. You learn about the alternator. The alternator goes bad. You find out about the alternator. You find out about repairing the alternator and getting a new battery. You learn about that's the automobile. The house part I just explained to you, might didn't know. So you just learn something new all the time. That's what this conversation about. That's what the point of this about. Innovation and the system of power. Because look, let's just, like I said, in the movies, the technology that be in some of them, look at the Marvel comics, the Avenger movies, Tony Stark, Iron Man, he was Mr. Power Guy, you know what I mean? He like the top guy in any movie in the motherfucking world you could think of. Tony Stark, because if a movie was, in one of these movies, if a technology was coming through, it was through Tony Stark. It was through Stark Technologies, which was his daddy and him. They were smart. They just came up with it. I mean, come on. In this last one, he invented the time machine. He didn't know he could do it. But he did it like that. Just figured it out. He was like, oh, okay, got it. That quick. Time machine. Alright, so check me out. Let me help y'all out, man. Like I said, it's June 1st in this bitch, right? Okay. Knoxville, Tennessee. I'm in a county in Tennessee. Like wherever you at, you in a county in your state. That state is getting power, is supply power through the utilities service. Coming off a power grid, you know what I mean, from state to state through this country. This country got a big boy power grid. You know what I mean? Alright, so like I said, it's 2019. So for the last 70 so for the last 50 or 70 years, we got our power game up. You know what I mean? We went from coal mining to the fuel for fuel. Dealing with the combustion engines, we stepped our game up in innovation. You know what I mean? We learned how to build cars, trains, and planes, and all of that take power. So really, we got our power game up over the last 50 to 70 years. So check this out. That means we can build. We can really build good shit. That's what it really means. Good shit. You know what a Maybach is? Yeah. A Wraith? Yeah. You know what gold is? Yes, gold. The metal. That's good shit. You don't get better than gold other than diamonds. And the diamonds are out there. And you can buy them. Good shit. But we're talking about power. And when we look at power and we think about good shit, well, what is it? Alright, so check me out. So if you didn't have no telephone poles outside, but you still had a home, you need to power your home. But you don't have telephone poles outside. Ain't nothing connecting you. So you can't receive no power. technically that's not true, because with the supplies available in my timeline, I can take a car or a bus and put it on my property and take the motor and make that motor run the power to my house. Now, not only is that possible, but if you fine tune that motor and you add some alternate rechargeable solutions to that motor, for example, solar, wind, water. There are different housing methods you can use for rechargeable, just to recharge the motor. Okay, house with no poles to no power to it, no poles outside to get power to it. Your house, your property. You take a old car motor and you power your house with that old car motor. No paying nobody else. Like, all the power you need for your house off this car motor. But now we're gonna redefine the car motor. You know, we're gonna make it work. We're gonna make it a little better. We're gonna make the car motor run a little better on the power wise, because that's all we need from it. We don't need no performance out of the vehicle. We just need the motor for the power consumption. Now you add a rechargeable solution to that. Solar, conserve all the sun energy into the motor for it to recharge, for the motor to run better efficiently, and provide power to your house independently. This is your motor. Like, you don't owe anybody, you don't pay anybody. Like, this is your motor. You built the motor yourself. You designed this system for your own property yourself. You know what I mean? Okay, now look, that's just independent power. Okay? You turn the motor into a generator and you power your own property. You know what I mean? You also pay attention to the power that you need, that you consume. And you learn about power. Like I said, you learn about it. You just won't. If you stay alive, you're just gonna learn about power. When your phone go dead, you gotta charge it up, man. You know how long it take for your phone to charge up, because you bought your phone, you use your phone, so you know about the power of your phone. You know about the power of your house. The biggest thing coming off of your house is the central air and heating unit outside. That's running on that 240 volts. It take 120 volts just to cut on, just to click over. Boom. I think 120 to cut off. I ain't gonna lie. It's weird. It don't even take that much while it's running. Real power is raw, and it's weird like it. But just stay with me though. Okay. Now, the system of power and the innovation the things we have available, for if I had the right money, and people are becoming billionaires out there, and this is something you don't have to spend no billions on, but millionaires are everywhere amongst the community out here in this world outside the door. Millionaires are everywhere. So if I was to become a millionaire and I was to throw millions, and I had millions of dollars to buy equipment, to make the motor, to make that motor that I had a more efficient power source. All of the options that's really available. And then that power source should be independent. My power source, not something connected to someone. If the worst case, I could just build a compound and have 2-3 power rooms in that compound, and out of each room, I would have a certain amount of power. Now, I'm gonna try to keep y'all with me, because, like I said, this is real. This is raw. This ain't no movie information. This is real life 2019 shit. The power that we have that's available to us is basically the same power in the Marvel Avengers, because just because we don't see it don't mean that it's not there or we don't have it. You know what I mean? The planet that we live on, whether we want to believe this shit or not, it's really 4th and 5th dimensional, not just 3 ways. Yeah. So it is what it is. It ain't about for us to understand or believe everything. But just like I said, stick with me. Cause we talking about power. What do you want to believe about power? Do you want to believe that we really do have the technologies from all these movies? Do you want to believe that? Because if so, let's go back to this motor that you use to power your house instead of the power grid, the lights and coming to your house. No, the motor that you was building, that you use to run the power to your house. Okay. What if you put a rechargeable solution on that motor? And what if that motor ran independently? And we added all kind of cushioning and comfortability to this motor that we could. You know, it took us years to get it. In the beginning, the motor had to be in the basement, out back in a shed. In the beginning, shit. Now the motor can be easily moved, can be easily configured to be moved around, or harnessed in a device to where movability is very easy. It can move very easy. And then let's say that the power size goes up, goes up like through the roof. Like first you could only power a house, and next thing you know, you built another motor the same way, a little better, but you can power 10 houses. Just you. Now, that's like I said, it's millionaires out here. So, and I want you to know, them is the dudes that be building them big commercial buildings you see, them skyscrapers. So they know how to have their own power. You know what I'm talking about? They know how to have their own independent power in order to build those buildings. You know, they can't depend on the city or the government when it comes to building a building like that. You know, they make sure that they have contractors, and the owner, you know, they done spent the guap making connections with people that's gonna provide them the correct amount of power. I mean, come on, them are huge buildings that they actually build that goes up, and then they just keep going on down the street, big buildings, big building, big buildings. They know how to build, and they have the power to build these things. Big monuments or big vessels like ships. I told you, let's believe that we got the power. Avengers, I think the third one, with that, what was it? Hell Carrier, the invisible one. You know, the aircraft carrier that took off in the air like a drone and then turned invisible. You know what I'm talking about? I seen a Japanese man that had made real big jet engines, and they was the size of buildings. And the man had produced force, like a whole lot of force. So I can slick believe that. They built the aircraft carrier. They have built these submarines. And it take power in order to do that shit. And they've done it. But just stick with me now. You started out with that motor that was building your house. It was just an old car motor. But that old car motor did what you need to do in your house. And then you needed some more power. Cause you got to doing some other things with your house. You was wanting to build on and do other stuff with your house. So you had to make sure your motor was right. You know what I mean? And you did that over a certain period of time because it's yours and it's important. You like, man, I can't lose this. This my power. I want you to understand this. You ain't paying nobody no power, no light bills, no nothing. You might be paying property tax for your property, but you ain't paying nobody no money because this engine out back, your engine, this your power. You know what I mean? But it also means you have to take care and maintenance that engine. I mean, that's your engine. You put this system of power on your home together, just like the state and the counties have with this government that we got. Okay? Now, you got different governments. You got, the America got a government. All the militaries got a government. So every country got a government. Every country got their own power grid. Now, like I said, we live in this a one worlder. You know what I mean? We all on this one world together. Russia, Korea, China, we all here. Now, let's keep going now. Power, you know what I mean? So look, this what they doing. They building countries. Yeah, so at first, like I said, it was 300. They keep building them. Countries going up like Dubai. You know, they built Dubai. So now you got China over in the South China Sea. They over there building a second China. Yeah, that's what they doing. I'm telling you this right now. China building a second China. And the first China got 1 billion something people in it. So we don't know how many people that they can be, but I'm gonna tell you right now, if they China and they thinking how I'm thinking, they just gonna go, they gonna build and they gonna go far out, and then they gonna far out, I mean in every direction, like a Walmart parking lot or the mall parking lot. You know how you be in the middle of it, but it be so big all the way around you everywhere. Yeah, far out. And then they gonna go up. Like skyscrapers. They're going to get to throwing big buildings connected together. And they're going to go way up in the motherfucking sky. And it might only be one motherfucker who own all of who doing it. And that's power. That's a system of power right there. In order to complete that, to do that, to actually accomplish that, that's a system of power. So what? They got a bunch of nuclear. They got nuclear power out here. That's what the world rocking with. Or that's what the government's rocking with. But they ain't talking about them small independent sources of power. The privately owned sources of power. Like that motor that you had in the basement or out back, you know, supplying your property. You feel me? Now look, I'm gonna tell you right now, you know what I mean? You can build a system on the side of your house with water. Like dig some little tunnels and craters around on the side of your house, and man, and have it to where the stream water or the well water, however, you know what I mean, the water that come through that system, man, you can put it to where it generate power and attach it to your house. Or you can put a wind system up out there to where the wind generate system. However, you know, we want to be conventional about it. All you want to know is it work, it supply a certain amount of power. Because over time, you'll be able to increase that power. You know, with the more the more technology that we have available, man. Come on, I can go to the dollar store and spend about 150 and buy a bunch of little toys and come back to the house and break them all down and sit in here for a month and build a nice little unit. I'm talking about a one-stop shop. Like we're gonna break everything that was down and we're gonna put it all on one unit. Yeah, I could really do that. I mean, it's DIYs all over YouTube for that. You know what I mean? But like I said, we're gonna stick with the basics, the power that available today, 2019, the technology. I'm talking about in a small in a box, a whole lot of power. Like say the power of the sun or the power of a star. Let's just get hypothetical for a second. You know what I mean? Say a ball of energy, and you could put it inside of something and keep the ball, and the ball is just over there pulsating. It's a ball of energy, man. It you know what a ball of energy look like. You done seen Dragon Ball Z. I'm just saying, let's be, I mean, I know we're being hypothetical, but we're going to try to bring some reality into it. You know what I mean? A ball the size of a baseball of energy. And you can put that, and you can put it into a little box. I guess a glass box that you can see the ball. Okay, and that ball was giving you power. It was connected. The box was connected to something, and it was giving you power. And as long as you kept that box and that ball, you could power up your house. Okay, but say, and you have that ball for 10 years, and then somebody else show you how to make the ball have more balls, or the ball have babies. And the ball's babies are more powerful than the mother ball. So you go over the next 2 to 5 years and learn how to make your ball have babies. And your ball it had babies, but in reality, it didn't work out the way everybody else did. So you only ended up with one, but that one was 10 times stronger than the ball that you had in the beginning. So now, not only can you power a house, but you can power a cathedral. Okay. And so you go another 5 years. No problems. And you got other balls, because you didn't, you know what I mean? You was like, hey, I'm gonna get me a couple other balls. You know, I'm gonna do what it take to go on and produce and make sure I have me a couple of other balls. So the first ball that you had, now you got 4 of those. You know what I mean? But you got a baby ball. And your baby ball is giving you the power. That's your main source, because it's giving you all of the power you can dream of. You get the power of cathedral size property or skyscraper. You know, say you have this much power, and then you see something else out there to where they say, well, if you take them balls and you go to a certain part